For one who has grown up in an era where YouTube was about the individual creator's freedom to express themselves, it might be shocking or even infuriating to observe the current state of such a unique platform. In the past 4 to 5 years, the changes made to YouTube and their policies have been more increasingly drastic than anyone may have expected. And with rising viewership each year comes rising pressure from the media, advertisers, and authority figures to censor and restrict the type of content that is allowed on the site. The morally diverse standards of a society such as ours is clearly displayed in the nearly paradoxical nature of what is and isn't allowed as content on YouTube. Content that has been deemed hateful or too edgy by the community's definition has either been struck down completely or has been restricted in many ways, the most notable of which being the inability to make money through advertisements. Even the veracity of these strikes and restrictions have been called into question and thoroughly investigated. Many of them clearly appear to have been taken down conspiratorially, with no actual rules being broken by the content creator. On the other hand, content that has been deemed as suitable for kids has also been under attack. Despite the amount of revenue coming from children's content on YouTube, the ability to make money from it has almost completely disappeared. This even affects those who don't intend on creating children's content, but have been labeled as child-friendly. At worst, children's content may even be legally punishable. These standards have left the community in confusion and disbelief, with everyone attempting and failing to abide by YouTube's vague policies. The fault, however, is not on those organizations pressuring YouTube, but YouTube themselves. Ultimately, it was their willingness to take responsibility for the content on their website that put them in such a bad position. This baffling irregular decision was made mostly to appease the advertisers, which even the advertisers are meant to appease the people. Ironically, the thing that would tell us the most about what the people want to watch and are willing to buy into is the complete freedom of self-expression, akin to what we once knew from this website. Instead of advertisers listening to what the people wanted, they attempted to control what the people wanted. Ultimately, and unfortunately, this whole mess has led to what could be extremely frightening consequences for the future. Now that YouTube has taken the role of administrator, despite their glaring inability to properly enforce their administration, the rules under which content creators have to obey are getting tighter and tighter. Nearly every community or genre that a content creator partakes in will have problems with the YouTube algorithm that they need to work around. But with rules banning even such small offenses as making fun of someone else's appearance, many see this as the end of YouTube. To be more accurate, it is the end of an era, or more frighteningly, the end of multiple. After having been around for more than 10 years, YouTube has accumulated an unimaginable amount of content. Considering the website's popularity as the second most used search engine in the world, it's safe to say that YouTube and the content on it contain a vast history. It wouldn't be hard to make the claim that YouTube's history, with its popularity and overall dominance on the internet, accounts for a massive portion of online history altogether. What makes this frightening is that YouTube not only has control over a monolithic portion of the internet, but is also using and abusing that control. With every new policy they make, it is inevitable that videos will be removed. And mostly, people don't care. They are usually only seen by a few people and don't generate much discussion. But what happens when they start removing videos that people will notice? Well, it's already happening. On December 11th, 2019, iDubbbz's content cop on Leafy is Here was removed for violating the new community guidelines about bullying and harassment, despite the fact that the video has tens of millions of views and was critically acclaimed by many who watched it. The most hypocritical part on YouTube's end was the fact that iDubbbz was only bullying this YouTuber, Leafy is Here, because Leafy himself made a living from bullying other people, usually people that had smaller channels than him and children even. Yet Leafy's channel remains up and well, at least for now. The most concerning part about this entire proposition is the long-term consequences. The more policies YouTube puts in place, the more videos get taken down, including videos and channels that are completely innocent. In fact, it's obvious that the strikes are given out by computers. The algorithm isn't friendly to nuanced human behavior that can easily be misinterpreted. Even more concerning, YouTube is actively taking part in the deletion of internet history, which shouldn't be brushed off, as it's just as much a part of our history as anything else. Especially now, with how widespread and impactful the internet has become. the long-term ramifications of these mass deletions don't bode well for the future. It's completely true that you'll always be able to find copies of the video at hand and future videos, but the original always holds the most weight. We wouldn't be okay with destroying paintings like the Mona Lisa purely out of the fact that copies of it have been made. Yes, the video will be remembered, but it will not be preserved in its original form. The foreseeable solution to a problem like this would be to deem every video created before this policy as immune. That way, new policies can't destroy history, but can enforce future videos. Regardless, the best we can hope for is that some of these videos will be restored, though it is unlikely. YouTube, however, will almost definitely continue on this downward spiral.